it's not difficult to see when Lisa is in the house. First of all, she has great energy. I'm talking about your energy, girlfriend. But she also was the woman that wrote the book, Said the Lady with the Blue Hair. So if you're wondering who Lisa is, our next speaker that Emily is going to rock and introduce, just look for the woman with the blue hair. This is amazing. This is by Lisa and Jeff West, 7 Rules for Success in Direct Sales, wrapped in wonderful lessons of life. So nice to see you, girlfriend. Emily, I am going to pass the stage over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, Lisa. Lisa, my goodness, just reading all of your information about all of the things you've done is so impressive. So, here we go. So Lisa has been named Avon's Woman of Enterprise. She's on the list of the 50 most influential people in direct sales. She's been awarded Avon's Yellow Rose of Courage, named the top female network marketer in the world, and voted the Ambitious Women's Choice Award. She's also attained professional status with the National Speakers Association in 1998, and she's been an active member of the group ever since. So we are absolutely so happy to share the stage with such an incredible woman and someone who's been able to keep consistent for years now. It's absolutely really inspirational for us. And something that was so interesting for me to hear was that you actually adopted a newborn at 42 years old. So that is very impressive. I'm sure with such a busy professional life, it was, the timing must have just aligned at that age, and hopefully it's all going well. So welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I had no idea when I said yes to adopting what that meant. I got run over by the baby train. Anybody who has kids knows exactly what I mean. You don't have any sleep, right, for months on end.
I'm not there yet, but I have heard the stories for sure.
You know how everybody says get sleep while you can? They're not kidding. They're not kidding. Go ahead.
I don't doubt that. Yeah.
I know a lot of you probably never even heard of me, and I don't want to use my 20 minutes telling my story. I want to actually focus on something that you can do that's going to help you. So if you want to know more of my story, you can Google me. Okay. So what I want to talk about today, one of the rules of the book I call the success rule. And part of my story is that I lived 15 years in a single wide trailer in the trailer park. Luckily, at some point, I heard this from somebody. I don't even know where I heard it, so I can attribute the saying, but what they said was, you can be successful at anything if enough people know what you do. And that has been something I have lived by all this time. So I'll say it again, you can be successful at anything if enough people know what you do. And that has worked for me for building my Avon business. I'm number 5 in the US for the last couple decades. It has worked for me selling Girl Scout cookies. It has worked for me promoting a community play. It just plain works. And I know a lot of people ask me, what's enough? You can be successful if enough people know what you do. And my answer to that is more. So for the last 40 years that I've been in Avon, because obviously I signed up when I was a wee child, right? Every day still, I get up and I get out my notebook and I write at the top of the page, how can I get at least one more person to know what I do today? And I don't mean selling them something or showing them something or pitching them or giving them the opportunity, none of that. I just am trying to get more people to know what I do. And you know what? The rest of it seems to sort itself out. If enough people know what I do, a percent of them want to buy from me, and a percent of them want to sell with me, or a percent of them want to go to the play, or a percent want to buy the Girl Scout cookies. So, or buy your book if you're doing a book. I think it's just finding more ways to get people to know what you do. So I wanted to share with you one of the first things I did that was very effective in my direct sales business. And I always, when I'm telling the ideas that have worked for me, I tell about how I got the idea to start with, because to me, the idea itself is awesome, but if I don't tell you how I got it, you can't get some other ones yourself. So that's why I always tell a background. the company that I represent, my core direct sales business is Avon. And, they're known for door knocking, right? But I'm an introvert. There's no door knocking for this chick. I'm like, there's no way I'm door knocking. So I was thinking to myself, when I first was doing this full time, how am I going to get people to know what I do? And in my little town of Ware, New Hampshire, I found out there were 15 Avon representatives with 10,000 people in town. So I thought, well, I could either get another company, but I liked Avon, or I could convince everybody in town that I'm the only one. So I chose option 2, and I even brought the proof that I call this my proof. What happened was, this is when I lived down the trailer park. We moved out of there, me and husband number 2, don't judge. And he had a business called W&W Buildings. He built sheds, nice ones, by the way. And he had an account at the local hardware store. And when we moved out of there, he got a piece of mail down there that said it was made out to W&W Buildings. So it didn't have our last name on it. Okay. And the lady that bought our trailer wrote on it, no longer at this address, delivered to the Avon lady. No name on it. They brought that letter to me, right? So there's 15 Avon representatives in town, and they brought that letter to me because this is proof. If you do a bunch of stuff, people assume you're the only one. Okay, so I wanted to give you one of the ideas that's worked the best for me. What happened was I was sitting around in the trailer park one day, and I saw the oil truck come across the street to the trailer delivering the oil. And I noticed it had the name of the oil company on the truck. And I'm thinking, hey, that's a pretty good idea, because the other people that don't have an oil company can call the number off the side of the oil truck. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute, I could do that on the side of my car and people would know I sold Avon. So I went out there and actually touched the side of the truck because I wasn't sure if it was painted on or how they did that. I just went out there and I'm feeling behind the truck and I found out it was stickers. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, I can just go buy stickers and put it on my Yugo. Do you remember the Yugos? Right? Those little cars, right? They were $39.95, brand new. Right. And I went and bought the stickers. Here's my Yugo. And those are the stickers that I put on myself, right? I got a lot of business from this. And you know what's funny? The only people that complained about this were other Avon representatives. They said I shouldn't be allowed to put the name on such a crappy car. And I'm like, hey, give me a better car. I'll be happy to put the stickers on a better car. I got no problem with that. So I put the stickers on based on that. You know what this is? It's a pizza sign. But I live out in rural New Hampshire. There's no pizza delivery even now. So this works out great because everybody remembers me. Because when I see somebody now, even they say, aren't you the one with the car? Aren't you the one with the signs on your car? Because there's still a whole bunch of Avon representatives in my little dinky town. Now, let me tell you about the pizza sign. So I'm in the town next door because we don't have pizza delivery. I see the pizza delivery guy taking this sign off of his pickup truck. And I said, where'd you get that? That's a good idea. Because I realized it's stickers, just like on the oil truck. And I could just take the stickers off and put my stickers on. And he said, I'm getting rid of this thing. I'll sell it to you because it bounces up and down and makes noise. I said, hey, I'm driving a Yugo. I won't hear it. I'll take it. No problem. And by the way, the ones they have now don't make noise. There's big magnets on them and you can put it on the top of your car. Carsigns.com is where you get them now. Okay, that's where this one came from too. But the new updated nice ones, carsigns.com. And that's no matter what business you're in. This is an effective way to get people to know what you're doing. And it lights up at night. And I did want to say, don't wait till you have a better car. Just do with whatever you got. My customers got a big kick out of me driving a Yugo. I don't even know how many times I had husbands push starting that thing with me. You know what I mean? They were all excited. But I remember one of my customers, she was so cute. She said, oh, honey, maybe if I buy an extra lipstick, you'll be able to save up and get a real car pretty soon. So that was cute. But anyway, the next car that I got was a van we got on the side of the road, and I lettered it right away. I've lettered cars ever since that beginning, the Yugo. And of course, I moved over this. I changed it from having my phone number, because the phone number was here, to just having the name so it would be bigger. So make sure when you're putting your business on your vehicle or whatever you're promoting, could be your nonprofit or could be your book, whatever you're promoting, that you make it really readable, the font really readable and really big. You know, don't mess it up with a whole bunch of writing or all your benefit statement and all that. Just put what it is big so people can read it when they go and buy. Now, the funny thing about this fan, though, I bought this for $750 on the side of the road in New Hampshire. I don't know if you've seen the movie Uncle Buck. Oh, geez. Right. You know what I'm going with it. It backfired. So, you know, I drive up to do a booth at the flea market. I drive into my spot, turn the key off and shut my eyes because I know what's coming. And everybody hits the deck. Okay. I was glad to get by that because that was something. Now, the next car I had, this is the first, well, I was gonna say real car. The Yugo was brand new, but that was $39.95. This one was $59.95. This is a Hyundai. This is the first new car that I had. And by the way, this is the last time I allowed the car dealer to make my husband sign for the car. Even though I was the only one that had a job, they made him sign for this car. And this is the last time I allowed that to happen. So just let you know that. Right. But I put the letters on right away. And I know my buddy Scott's on here. He likes this part of the story. When I came home with this car, I said to my husband, number two, don't judge me. I said, I'm going to letter the car. And he said, I really wish you wouldn't do that to a brand new car. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. You thought I was taking a survey. That actually was a bulletin. You know, I'm lettering the car. Okay. So, but I like this car for a lot of years. I think I drove this for like 12 years. It was awesome. But I have a vanity plate on here too. That was something a little bit different. But notice it's big letters, little writing as possible. I want to make sure that someone just seeing me can get a snapshot of what I do and a way to contact me quick. Okay. So just this one. This was a PT Cruiser. And I had this for a lot of years too. Loved it. I love the shape of it because it set me apart. But this was the first time I had one of those vinyl car wraps. And where I got that idea from, I was on an Avon trip in Las Vegas and I saw a Coca-Cola wrapped PT Cruiser. And I just about lost my mind. I couldn't get home fast enough. I'm like, oh my God, I could do that with my PT Cruiser. So that, right, I ran home and got that done. And at the time, this was, I don't even know what year, but this was early. Right now, you can go to a place, fastsigns.com. They have franchises in all over the country, but back then they didn't have that yet. So I actually had to get an installer from Canada to come down and install this on my car. And as you can imagine, there was nobody around here with them on it. So it was very memorable. I used it in parades. I used it as a sign. I used it all over the place. So if you're going to do something like that, make sure you find lots of ways to get your money's worth. Okay. And don't forget, it's not just because I'm in direct sales. Actually, direct sales, I'm unusual doing this. This will work for any business, for any nonprofit, for book promotion, anything that you're doing. It gets more people to know what you do. Okay. Now this is what I'm driving right now. And this is another car wrap one. This was actually my mom's minivan. I don't know how you feel about this, but I didn't think I ever wanted to be a minivan driving soccer mom. And yet here we are, right? Right. So anyway, this is my minivan. When I got this one, my mom actually gave it to me when she stopped driving. She's older. She came in, gave me the keys one day and says, I'm not going to drive anymore. And since I'm still afraid of her, I didn't argue with her. I said, oh, okay, Mom. And so she gave this to me. But what I told the guy, and I wanted to tell you this part because the guy at the sign at Fast Signs, and this is all of the franchises, part of the fee that you pay includes the design. So I used to go in there and try to micromanage that guy and do his job for him. I don't do that anymore. Now I go in there and I say, I want a lipstick theme because my URL for my website is Lipstick Lady. And I said, I want red. And I said, I want Shameless Hussy red. That's the red I'm going for. So don't do fire engine red or anything. I want Shameless Hussy red. So, and I let him come up with the design, and he always does a great job. That way I'm not micromanaging him, and he always has a great design for me. The only thing I've ever changed that he's done is made this bigger. So you can say stuff like that. This is also on the hood. And I said, I want it as big as it'll fit on there. So sometimes you have to say something about the graphic artist guys tend to want to be like fancy. So you want the fonts to be as readable as possible. It may not look as fancy, but you need it to be readable, because when you're in your vehicle, people only have split seconds to get an impression and write it down or whatever they're going to do, take a picture. So you want to make it very, very readable. Now, I told this guy, I said, more people are going to see my van on social media than they're ever going to see it in real life. I live out in rural New Hampshire. There's like 4 of us out here. You know, when I go out of state, there's 3 left. So I said, I need something that's going to be like a gimmick thing. So what we came up with, and I'd actually seen this on Facebook on an ad. Okay, I saw somebody had on the back of their van was a cat on the back window, and the wiper blade was a tail. So it was like the tail on the cat. And I thought, wait a minute, I could do that, except I could put lips and the lipstick on the wiper blade. So you want to come up with some kind of, you know, when you're looking at stuff like scrolling on Facebook, or when you see other businesses doing something, think to yourself, well, wait a minute, how could I make that work for me? You know, that's a cool idea. How could I get that to help get more people to know what I do? Okay, so that's what I did. And I use this a lot on social media. I've got it on my YouTube channel and stuff, but it's just some little small things can really set you apart in the marketplace. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you today, because I think no matter what you're working on, whether it's you know, selling a book, or yourself, you know, selling yourself, your services, your speaking, or selling Girl Scout cookies, or if you're in direct sales, all of those things have something in common. And I think that's, you can be successful at them if enough people know about it. Okay, so that is my piece for today.
Wow. Amazing.
Thank you so much for sharing, Lisa. And do you want to drop your free gift and just kind of tell everyone what it is?
Yes, I'm going to put it in the chat box. It's the series. You sign up for a series of emails that are the video of the 7 rules of success from the book. And it's said the lady with the blue hair, the 7 rules of success. Yeah. And do you mind if I tell you how that happened? Because that's one of those things that's wicked cool. Do I have time for that?
Yeah. Well, make time. Let's go.
Okay, I'll put blue hair. What happened with the book is about 2 years ago, I was thinking I needed a jump start for the business, because I sat home for a year with my teenager locked in the house. Right. So I thought I need to do something that's going to really kickstart the business. And always what works is being around people I don't know. And I thought, if I'm going to get in another group of people I don't know, I want to get in a group of people doing better than me, all of them doing better than me. So I'll have to kick it up a notch. I'll have to step up my game to be in this group. So what happened was, I happened to be talking to Bob Berg, one of the co-authors of The Go-Giver. If you haven't read that book, it's awesome. And he was telling me about a new mentoring group that he started called the Go-Giver Success Alliance. And he was telling me about there's doctors and lawyers and engineers and stuff. And I thought, that'd be perfect. You know, I'm really going to have to be working at this to fit into a group of such successful people. I mean, I do all right in my segment, but I'm going to have to step up this thing. So the thing that I didn't count on was that year I was 59, getting a little funny about the whole 60 thing. And I wanted to do something a little crazy. So for the first time in my life, I had dyed my hair blue. So the first meeting I get on for the Go-Giver Success Alliance, I was a little intimidated anyway because they're doctor, lawyers, and engineers, and I'm the Avon lady. And then I had blue hair. So I'm thinking, so I decided to tell a joke about the blue hair. So what I said was, if you want less judgment in your life, go ahead and dye your hair blue, because this is working for me. I go down to the grocery store and I see some lady in a tight skirt and I'm thinking, man, that lady's got a tight skirt on, said the lady with the blue hair. So I said that, and that day was the first one I was on, the first Go-Giver Success Alliance that I was on, the Zoom. In the comment section, Jeff West, who I didn't know, I'd never met him, he wrote, that would make a great title for a book. And we actually did the book over a comment on a Zoom call. And the book project has literally changed. I did the project to change the circumstance for other people because of the rules, and who ended up getting the most changed out of this was me. So I mean, it was just, whoops. But it's been unbelievable, the number of people I've met, the number of people I've been able to tell my story to, and get to know that what I do. More people get to know what I do because of this book. So I'm very happy that I said yes to joining the mentoring group, the Go-Giver Success Alliance. Very happy that I said yes when Jeff West asked me if I want to do that book with him. So it's just been amazing. And if you want to check it out, it is on Amazon and all the online sellers. And it said the lady with the blue hair.
I love that. I find so much when you're setting up to teach, then you end up getting the biggest lesson. It's so true. And it just makes it even more fulfilling, because I find like you can obviously hear the passion in yourself, and I think that just coming in with that type of passion really can just create such a sort of domino effect for everyone. So thank you so much for sharing all of that.